Today's episode, we got this go-kart right here. Customer wants to replace. He had me diagnose the motor, tried to, and I pulled the string and the whole motor just seemed like it was seized up. So rather than paying me to take the whole thing apart and try and get this one running and spend all that time, instead he just went out and bought a new motor. It is a Honda GX390 13 horsepower horizontal drive shaft motor, and it's got a jack shaft on it, and instead of a centrifugal clutch, it's got a jack shaft on it, and posi track and all that good stuff. So yeah, we got a refurbed running Honda GX390 in the garage that we're gonna swap it out. So we just gotta unbolt it and get it. This is a little bit better view of what we're working with. Now, see, future things he wants me to do is I'm gonna rig up a brake line right here. He wants to get the disc brake set up right here. So probably gonna mount the disc brakes right in this area. You know, get it done, do what it does, and run the line up there. I noticed also that the throttle cable stops right here. So we have to rig up a new throttle line on here. And yeah, obviously the front tires, but he says he's got a set of tires anyway. Here's the motor though. These are some badass motors right here. These suckers will put out some horsepower right here. Definitely get you going. What we say in Florida is this sucker will shit and get. But yeah, as you see, you pull on that, it ain't doing nothing, seized up. So I don't know if it's got a bent rod. I don't know if maybe the pull start might just be messed up on it. You know, you never know until you really get in there and look, but I don't feel like wasting the time, and he don't feel like paying me, so yeah. All right, these motors are pretty easy to take off. It's just a matter of getting those 4 bolts undone, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And I can either turn this sideways and just pull this belt off, and then take this little pulley off in the garage, or I could take this off first, you know. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm probably just gonna take the bolts off first. All right, we got these two back bolts. We got the nuts off of them, and now it's just time to get the front two off. As you can see, this back part of the seat is kind of obstructing my my work area a little bit, so it's just 2 screws, and it'll make it a lot easier and give me a little bit more room to get in there. So I'm gonna wind up taking that backrest off real quick. All right, I got the seat post, the back of the seat off, and I opened up my area, and as you can see, it's wide open, a little bit dirty, but ready to get those bolts undone and pop this sucker off. All right, with a little bit of freaking elbow grease and a lot of mosquito bites, I was able to get all 4 of those bolts undone. And now we're gonna go about taking off this damn pulley and swapping out these motors. And there's the lovely work area, and there's the bolts. All right, on to the next little fun part. All right, might get a little help to get this motor off completely, you know. I don't want to hurt myself or cause any damage to this person's I was able to just take the bolts off and just pop that old belt right there around, so this whole motor can just come out now. A little side note, check out this little toy I made for my stepson. Now this is what you call a fun little go-kart Fisher Price thing. That's going to be going on the old baby over there. I already got it unbolted, and I'm just going to wheel it over there. Thinking about throwing on these little wheels that are from this, it's an old pressure washer is what it is. And I'm thinking about throwing these wheels in the front of that go-kart for now, just to be able to wheel it around. But yeah, next step is taking the pulley off that other axle, or the other drive shaft, and putting it on this one. I ain't gonna lie, the motor being on this little thing with wheels right here made it a lot easier to get this heavy ass thing over here. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this roll cage off just to make it a little bit easier.
We're gonna disassemble the fucking roll cage so we don't get our asses kicked putting the motor in. Pull the nuts and bolts off the roll cage so we can easily access the motor. And Julian here already disconnected it. So all we gotta do now, remove this, unbolt this motor from the little trailer it's got, mount it back in here. We'll go ahead and hook this back up on the existing motor over here. Hook that bitch up, put some gas, see what it does. You know, once the motor's back on here, you know, you ain't gonna be able to get to this shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, they had 2 washers on these sides, nothing over here. They're probably